Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here, and today I want to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3, or more specifically, why I desperately, deeply miss games like it. So Square Enix for a very long time has been struggling. That much is very clear. From its odd, weird development cycles with games like Final Fantasy 15 and, yes, Kingdom Hearts 3 and the upcoming Final Fantasy 7 remake, to the not very greatly successful runs at the more westernized action games like Tomb Raider and Just Cause and the Quiet Man. Square Enix has had it a little rough for the past couple years. There are areas, of course, in their company where they are successful, like Dragon Quest is doing fine. They had a huge hit last year with Octopath Traveler, and so far Kingdom Hearts 3 has shipped 5 million copies. That's not sold, that's shipped. To, you know, correct any of those headlines out there that are saying Kingdom Hearts 3 sold 5 million copies. It only shipped. There's a difference between shipped and selling. But still, shipping 5 million copies is, wow, it is great news. Great news for the series. But Kingdom Hearts 3, for me, represents the kind of game that I want Square Enix to be making. Not focusing so much on live services and, again, stabs at their upcoming westernized stuff like the Avengers Project and the rumored Guardians of the Galaxy games with Marvel. But then again, those will most likely be way more successful than the likes of Tomb Raider and Hitman and Sleeping Dogs and Just Cause and all the other ones you could pull out of a hat. But for me personally, Kingdom Hearts 3 represents the kind of game that I want Square Enix to be making. And I'm pleased that they finally have made something that feels like a return to the old Square Enix, so to speak. Both in gameplay design and in monetization practices, or in this case, lack thereof, shockingly. This is the kind of game they should be making. Not wasting their time and money on these lackluster action games that don't sell well, not chopping up their RPGs to create freak mutant hybrid live services like Final Fantasy 15, not fucking financial disasters like Quiet Man and Thief. Kingdom Hearts 3, to me, represents the rare Square Enix game that doesn't give them this image of running around in circles with a blindfold on. Square Enix at this point is practically the Bird Box challenge of the gaming industry. They just have a blindfold on and they're paddling around in their boat and, oh god, I gotta have the children look out where I'm going, look out for the waterfall. Oh! For once, it's a game, Kingdom Hearts 3, with a confident vision that fills its own niche audience. This is exactly what I've said the industry should be doing for years. And Square Enix with this game, not exclusively, but, you know, rarely, this is the one that really feels like the return to the old guard for them. They're not pursuing the latest, hottest trends. They're not butchering Deus Ex to shove in microtransactions. They're creating a complete, mostly satisfying game right off the bat, charging $60 or, you know, like how I bought the $80 deluxe edition or the $200 collector's edition, whatever. There's still some extra monetization stuff in there, but it's nowhere near as egregious as something like, I don't know, Anthem coming up, or The Division 2 with its multiple tiered special editions and microtransactions and gold editions. Ugh. So, I've mentioned before on past discussions of Kingdom Hearts 3, I think I mentioned it in both my original Impressions podcast and the discussion I had with Richard, that Kingdom Hearts 3 for me, probably one of the big reasons I like it so much is that it has the heart of a PlayStation 2 game. But in this day and age of in revenue-driven experiences, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. For me, the PlayStation 2 era, and more specifically Square Enix, is why I got into video games. I grew up playing games like Final Fantasy, and yes, like Kingdom Hearts, and the Tri-Ace games, like some of Star Ocean, Radiata Stories, which is one of my favorite games, by the way, and if you haven't played it, please do. And Valkyrie Profile, and Chrono Trigger, and all that kind of stuff. They are the reason why I love video games so much. Well, not maybe the sole reason, but they are one of the big reasons. And for an industry that relies so much on, you know, pretty graphics and innovation and delivering the latest and greatest in experiences, I'm at a point in my life where I miss the old ways. I feel like an old man whenever I play a game like Kingdom Hearts 3, where you have all these people these days, you know, engaging in live services and all these other elements, and then you have a game that comes out like Kingdom Hearts 3 that just takes it back to the beginning. It's simplistic and it's basic and it's just a game. You buy a game, you put it in the PS4, and you play it. There's no monetization hitting you over the head with stuff. There's no extra season pass content to worry about. There's no outrageously expensive collector's editions and fragmented stuff. And, well, actually a little bit with the stupid Amazon Keyblade stuff and the Xbox Keyblade stuff. But again, compared to a lot of other companies, that is like so minor compared to what they could have done with it. Well, and I easily could have seen with that. And it's not a Kingdom Hearts universe experience. I don't have to go watch an anime movie to understand what the hell's going on. I don't have to worry about extra DLC content. I don't have to worry about a VR fishing game to get the full experience. I don't have to read comic books. It's just a game. I get the game, I play it, I enjoy it, and I move on. Nowadays, I appreciate games that end, for the love of God, and Kingdom Hearts 3, thankfully, is one of them. And speaking of monetization, I'm astonished by how much restraint Square Enix showed with not monetizing the hell out of Kingdom Hearts 3. And I'm shocked there just aren't things like, you know, gummy ship skins and synthesis packs with Damascus crystals and orichalcum pluses you have to pay for. You don't want to have to deal with gathering the 7 orichalcum pluses from the challenges? Oh, here, pay us $20 and you get the 7 that you need to craft the Ultima weapon. Oh, what's that? You don't have enough unique materials to craft the Save the Queen and Save the King and the Ultima weapon? Oh, here, pay us another $20 and you can unlock it right off the bat. Go through the whole game with the Ultima weapon. There's no Keyblade color swaps to purchase. There's no fragmented paid episodes featuring Riku or Kairi or Axel. There's no easy unlocks for the Ultima Keyblades or the Oblivion Keyblades. And for a publisher who normally these days grasps at so many chances to make more money, their restraint with Kingdom Hearts 3 is impressive. It's super impressive. And I'd rather have something like this. Give me a game that is a complete, satisfying package that has the heart of an ancient bygone time. I'll take that trade-off over the slickest, most next-gen thing that treats its customers like cattle being sent to the slaughterhouse for more dough. Eat the cud, you fucking cows! You want more money? You want more gameplay? Eat that fucking cud! Eat that fucking loot box cud, you fucking cow! And major respect to Respawn. And this game is a good game, I must admit. Playing Apex Legends recently, you know, like I said, admittedly good battle royale game from the fine folks at Respawn, really provided a stark contrast to what I appreciate about Kingdom Hearts 3. These days, and like I said, I feel like an old man, I appreciate games that tell engaging stories with characters that almost seem like family to me, and sequences that blow me away with their dazzling spectacle and emotional impact because of how great their writing is. I appreciate games with defined beginnings, middles, and ends to their stories. I appreciate games now more than ever that just give me lots of engaging content right out of the box without this fake grinding that batters you psychologically into spending more money, or hollow, quarter-assed stories that promise the launch version is just the beginning. And for all of its issues, and believe me, Kingdom Hearts 3 has many issues, I still think it gives me what I want. It gives me what I want. It delivers on those fronts. And while we're on the subject of games that give me a nostalgic reminder of the good old days of gaming, I'm going through Persona 5 again, and let me just say that it's one of the greatest games of all time. If I could go back and redo my Cream of the Crop video for 2017, there's a very good chance that Persona 5 could be the best game of that year. And I spent a lot of money to prepare for my Kingdom Hearts 3 experience. A lot of money. I can tell you without any hesitation that I do not regret spending a single penny towards it. I don't regret giving it lots of money. I don't regret giving lots of money to anything that consistently makes me feel good and gives me moments that quite literally make me weep with joy. I don't regret that. And when companies give me what I want, I'm willing to give them more money. That's really as simple as it gets. Give me what I want and you will get my money. There, done, no caveats, end of story. Give me what I want, you get my money. Simple. And I'm gonna end this video by doing something very rare on this channel. I'm going to thank Square Enix. Now, I give Square Enix a lot of crap on this channel, and they deserve it an alarming amount of the time. But what gets lost, and that's probably my fault because of how caustic I am, I'm always rooting for them to make things that I can rave about. I always want a Square Enix game to come out where I can scream its praises from the mountaintops. Because without Square Enix, and more specifically Kingdom Hearts, there would be no Razorblade Mango. There would be no channel. So I'm going to end this video by saying thank you, Square Enix. Thank you for making Kingdom Hearts 3. Thank you for allowing it to have the heart of a PlayStation 2 game and not over monetizing it and not making it a grind-filled greed fest. Because as flawed as it is, I would take something that is flawed but fun. I would take any fun but flawed action RPG over any live service nonsense that's being cranked out nowadays. And that includes even the good ones like Apex Legends and Fortnite. Give me content-rich experiences. That's what I want these days. I want stories that make me feel things, that make me invested in what's going on, that give me characters that I love, that give me moments that I can cherish for a long time. We don't get a lot of games like that anymore, at least not in the AAA video game industry. But when one comes along that really makes me happy and satisfies me, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Even if it's from a publisher that I give a ton of crap towards. So, yeah. Thank you, Square Enix. From the bottom of my heart, no pun intended. Thank you. Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Kingdom Hearts 3. Let me know what you think about Square Enix. If you think Square Enix is getting better from here on out. I don't think they will, but we'll see. Small miracles and all. Follow me on Twitter if you want to vote for the next live streams that are going to happen. And I've got a donations page as well if you want to kick me a couple bucks there towards Steam games for the live streams. And as always, thank you to everyone that watches. Thank you to everyone that subscribes. And I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.